Arizona's reopening efforts as the coronavirus cases started rising. He also slammed California, Texas, and Florida. Arizona, of course, saw an increase in more than 3,000 coronavirus cases yesterday, compared to just 289 new cases 1 month ago. Now, hospitalizations, however, are down. After spiking less than a month ago, there were 93 new hospitalizations yesterday. Also down in Arizona, the number of deaths. 28 people died from coronavirus in Arizona yesterday, down from 71 deaths on Wednesday. And joining us now to talk about the situation in Arizona, Congressman Andy Biggs. He is also a member of the House Judiciary Committee and the House Space, Science, and Technology Committee as well. And as a hat tip to you, Congressman, we played that video of the spacewalk going on right now. But let's talk about the coronavirus here in Arizona. Governor Cuomo personalizing this too much. To this, it seems like everything is a game to him, just looking at the metrics here.
Yeah, and he's cherry picking the metrics. Let's take a look at the death ratios per 100,000. New York 160, Arizona 19. That's a pretty big difference. Then nobody ever talks about the discharge rate. Well, Arizona had a record high again yesterday of discharges from the hospital. So we are also increasing our testing. I mean, a week or two ago, we were around 10, 11,000. And lately, we've been about 17 to 25,000 a day of new tests. What's the age rate? What's the demographic? Well, they're coming in at age 25 to 44. These are actually not bad trends, because what's happening is, yeah, you're getting more people that are getting positives. You're having more hospitalizations, although, as you pointed out, they're kind of flattening. Looks like they might be turning the curve. But you're also seeing more discharges. And what that means is a lot of people coming in, just getting tested out. They have it, but they aren't making long-term stays in the hospital. They're able to get over it and get out.
Well, let's talk about a couple of things going on in Washington, D.C. right now. Of course, the House passed their own version of the police reform bill. We were talking to Sheriff Clark earlier about what I think is kind of an impossible task for Congress to try and regulate and federalize policing standards for the entire country. But is what happened yesterday really more of a defensive effort from Nancy Pelosi and Democrats? Because, given the difficulty of the task at hand in Tim Scott's bill, I think he did a pretty good job of trying to address this situation. But I think Nancy Pelosi realized that the bill was actually pretty good and better than the one that they passed, so they went ahead and rushed theirs through. But this is really all about symbolism, is it not?
In my opinion, it is. I think you're right on the money. Here's the way to think of it, and this is the speech I made twice yesterday on the floor. Number one, the radical left-wing part of the Democrat Party, they want to defund and emasculate or eliminate police forces. The people in Congress who sympathize with that know that that's a bad political statement, so they don't do it front on. They take a rearguard action, and their bill would have basically forced police out of office, out of their office.
But that's kind of my point. They knew that was a poison pill, and Republicans weren't going to go along with that. And if they really wanted to do something, they could have found some common ground with Republicans. And this is kind of like the immigration thing with the Dreamers, right? Nancy Pelosi and Democrats want to keep this issue alive because they feel like it's an election year wedge issue that's beneficial to them, right?
No, absolutely right. I mean, this is all about wedge issues for the November election. You're absolutely 100% right. Don't forget, she's got some contested primaries she's trying to protect as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we saw the results of that. Specifically with AOC winning her primary in such big fashion, that wing of the party isn't going away. Let's also talk about some poll numbers, try to get some clarification on that too, because things right now, at least according to the polls, don't look so great for President Trump in Arizona. He's now losing to some of these polls. Of course, we got a long time to go here, but what do you think is the real situation on the ground when it comes to President Trump's popularity? He's losing by 7 points in Arizona, a swing state, critical election year. What's the real situation on the ground there?
I think just by looking at internal stuff that I've seen, if the election were today, President Trump would win by 1 to 2 points. Mm-hmm. I don't forget he was down a little bit in the polling 4 years ago. Different things have happened. Arizona's changed significantly, but I still think that he pulls it out based on what I've seen by 1 to 2 points. I would like to see him take Arizona by 5 to 6. What that does is that helps us maintain and win some of the down ballot elections, which is necessary.
Critical Senate race there. Martha McSally running in that seat as well. And, I know you guys got that briefing earlier this week on some of that poll numbers. And if you look at, yes, of course, the head-to-head horse race numbers don't look good for President Trump right now. But when the American public are asked about who do they feel, who do they have more confidence when it comes to rebounding the economy, national security, and things like that, President Trump still does very well. So still a lot of time to go. We know things are going to change. Congressman Andy Biggs will check in with you as they do so. Have a great weekend, sir.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing news channel, now in 65 million homes. Get Newsmax TV on all the major cable systems or go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.